Hello everyone, in this video I will show you how to highlight active rows and columns in Excel. I will show you to do that both with or without using VBA. So before getting started, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. This will help this channel to grow and you will get more videos like this on your homepage. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I will show you how to do that without using VBA, and for that I will use conditional formatting. You can go to conditional formatting from the home tab here, and you need to create a new rule. Okay, so first of all you need to know about the formula that I will use in the conditional formatting to get a better understanding of what you will be doing. Okay, so I will use the cell function. First, it will be better if I zoom the window a little bit. You need to exit from the cell editing mode to zoom your window. Okay, control and scroll, or you can use the zoom option here, zoom in option, to zoom your window. Okay, so what does the cell function do? The cell function returns information about the formatting, location, contents, etc. Okay, press tab to insert the function and see the cell function will return these properties: address, column, color, contents, etc. Okay, so it will return the info type of the reference cell. If you don't use any reference cell like A1 or A2, then it will return the info of the active cell. So if I, for example, select column, press tab and for example give the reference A1, okay, then it will give the column number of cell A1. So the return should be 1. Okay, see, if I change it, press F2 to go editing mode. If I change it to, for example, C1, then it should give the column number as 3. Okay, see, so it returns 3. But if I enter no reference, it will still return a result. See, the result is 3. But if I select another cell, then this cell becomes the active cell. Now to refresh the window, you need to press F9. So press F9 and you see the return here becomes 5 because the active column of the active cell is column number 5. Okay, so in this way the cell function returns different properties of the reference cell or the active cell. Okay, now we will also use the row and column functions. Okay, so what does the row function do? The row function returns the row number of a reference. Okay, so if you enter a reference, then it will return the row number of that reference. If you do not, then it will return the row number of the active cell. Okay, so this is 4. If I move the formula to here, this will return 3. Okay, we will also use the column function. The column function returns the column number of a reference. If you do not use any reference, then it will return the column number of the active column. Okay, so the column number here is 7. See, these two formula returning the same output as both of them returning the column number of the active cell. Okay. We will also use the var function in the conditional formatting. What does the var function do? The var function checks true if any of the argument is true. Okay, so we will use both the row formula and column formula to highlight both the row and column of the active cell, so that we will and for that we will use the var function before those arguments. So the final formula should be like this: equal to var tab, now cell tab, row tab, close the bracket, equal to the row function. Okay, so this means if the row number of the active cell is equal to the current row number, okay, then the var formula will return true. Either this portion is true or cell tab, column tab, close the bracket, equal to column, close the bracket, and the final bracket. So either this portion is true or this portion is true, the var function will return true if at least one of the two arguments is true. Okay, see, so for example, if I select on this cell is out of the row and column of cell A1. So if I press F9, then the formula returns false. Okay, so just press F2 or double click on the cell to go to editing mode. If you just press the space bar to create a space before the equal sign, then the entire formula will be regarded as text, so the entire formula will be visible. Okay, so just copy the entire formula. You can also copy the formula from the formula bar. Okay, now click here in the arrow in between the row number, intersection of the row numbers and column letters. Okay, this will select the entire sheet. Now go to the home tab, conditional formatting, new rule, use a formula to determine which cells to format. Okay, then you can just paste the copied formula. Okay, make sure there is no space before the equal sign. Now go to format, go to the fill tab, select the color you want to highlight the rows and columns, click OK, then click OK again. See, now the row and column of the active cell is highlighted. Select another cell, then press F9 to refresh. This is acting weird. Anyway, sometimes this may act weird. Okay, now select another cell. This, I don't know why this is happening, but it looks like you can just scroll to change the highlighted row and column after selecting another cell. But if this doesn't happen with your version, then you can just press F9 or for example double click on a cell and click away, then this will also work. Okay, so this is how you can highlight the active row and column without using VBA. But obviously this is not very convenient, as you need to press F9 every time you select a new cell. Also, another inconvenience for this method is that if you select multiple cells, then press F9, it will only highlight the row and column of the first cell within the selection. Okay, so the entire columns E, F, G and rows 7, 8, 9 won't get highlighted. So this will be very inconvenient if you need to do that too. Okay, now maybe we should disable the rule. This worksheet. Okay, edit rule. You can just type any character here, so the formula will not return anything and the conditional formatting will not work. Okay, click OK, apply. Okay. So the conditional formatting won't act anymore. So for example, you want to select multiple cells and highlight the corresponding rows and columns, not only the first row and column of the selection. Okay, so you can use VBA to do that. For that, right click on the sheet where you want to apply the code, then go to view code. Okay, this will open the Visual Basic window. Now you can also come here from the developer tab, then Visual Basic. If you do not have the developer tab, then right click in the on any tab, then go to customize the ribbon. This will open the Excel options. Here you can check the developer tab before the main tabs, then click OK. This will make the developer tab visible in the ribbon here. Okay, so go to Visual Basic and then double click on the sheet 2 object. Okay, and the other way was right click on the sheet name, go to View tab. Now select the worksheet object. This will automatically create the selection change event. Okay, a private subject worksheet selection change event by value target as range. Now you need to write the code here to highlight the rows and columns. So first of all, as you need to highlight all the relevant rows and columns, you should go with the selection property. So with selection dot interior dot you need to select the entire row of the selection first, or entire column. So dot entire row dot interior dot color equal to Visual Basic VB. For example, you want to highlight the rows with yellow color, so VB yellow. Okay, now for the entire columns, dot entire column dot interior dot color. If you want the same color, then you can type VB yellow, or for example you can type VB, that means Visual Basic, green or red or anything you want, green for example. Okay, now click on the save button here, or you can go to file and save anything you want. So if I save here and go back to the sheet, there is error, expected end width. So you need to you close the width statement, with end width. Okay, now save again, go back to the sheet. This should highlight the entire row and column, but I don't know. Let's go back to the code window. With selection happening, let's clear the cells interiors first. Cells dot interior tab dot color tab equal to Excel none. You need to clear everything before applying the new fill color or new background color. Okay, so now if you save and go back, this isn't working. This is acting weird. I don't know what is happening. Here selection change, Excel none, with selection VB yellow, entire column interior color VB green. Everything seems alright, and yet code isn't working. Oh, I forgot to run the code, sorry. So now this should work properly. I can select any range and the corresponding rows and columns will get highlighted. If you select multiple ranges, that is non-adjacent ranges, this will also work. For example, press Ctrl and select another range. This will highlight the ranges this way. See? So this also work for non-adjacent cell selections. Okay, but if you have applied any fill color to the to any cells or any rows, the code will remove those fill colors. For example, if I apply, let's say, blue background color at the top, as soon as I click on any cell, the background color gets removed because of this statement. Okay, so this will be very inconvenient if you have applied any particular fill color for the top row or leftmost column. So what to do? Well, you can apply conditional formatting for that particular row or column, because the VBA code will not be able to remove the colors applied by conditional formatting. So go to select the row or the particular range, then go to the home tab, conditional formatting, new rule, use a formula, then you can just type 1, so this will be 1 or true. You can also type true. Format, give the fill color you want, for example blue, click OK, OK again, and then if you select other active cells or other cells, then the code won't be able to see, the code won't be able to remove the background color from that range. Okay, so this is only for this particular sheet, that is sheet 2. If I go to sheet 3 and select any cells, the code will not work because the code is applied only for this sheet. Okay, so you need to keep this in mind. Now what if you need to need the code to work for all sheets? For example, if I click here, this row and column should get highlighted, and this sheet, if I click here, this row and column should get highlighted. Okay, so for that you need to make a little bit of change. So first, as we're applying the code in the same sheet, maybe it will be better if we disable this code so that there is no clash between those two codes. Okay, so select the entire code and click on comment block. Okay, this will add the apostrophe and make the code lines as comments. Now click on this workbook, you must double click on this workbook. Before doing that, you can just copy first uncomment block, copy the code in between the subject and end statement. We'll just need to paste this, so copy this portion. Okay, then double click on this workbook. Now click on workbook and then choose the sheet selection change event. Okay, we don't need the first event, workbook open event, so you can just delete it, and then you can just paste the copied code here. Okay, so cells.interior color, everything will be the same. Now click on the save icon. Okay, now if I select any cell, this will work just fine. If we go to another sheet, this should also work just fine. Okay, if you select multiple non-adjacent cells, this should work. Go to sheet 4, this is also working, everything is perfect. To sheet 1, this is also working. Okay, so now you see here the active cell is highlighted with the color of the fill color for the column. Okay, if you do not want the active cell or active range to get highlighted, then you just need to change something in the code or add a new code line. For example, you can just copy this dot interior dot color equal to excel none, this part, and just paste this within the with statement. Okay, so just paste it here. So first it will highlight the entire row with yellow, then highlight the entire column with green, then remove the interior color of the selection or selected cells only, as the property says interior dot color, code line says equal to Excel none. Okay, so let's see the output. Click on save, go back to the sheet, select, see the active cell has no fill color or background color. The active range has no fill color or background color. Okay, this works everywhere. This works everywhere. Okay, if you select the entire sheet and use borders, all borders, this should look more proper. Okay, so this is how you highlight the active rows and columns. Before ending the tutorial, one thing I want to tell you that about the conditional formatting method here, but before that let's disable the code. So select the code and then click on comment block and save. Okay, so this disable the code. Now as the code is disabled, the highlighted colors are not going away. So what you need to do, select the entire sheet or select all sheets. To do that, select the first sheet and then you see the colors aren't going away from any sheet. So select the first sheet, then press shift and select the last sheet. This will select all of the sheets. Okay, now click on the arrow at the top here, so the entire sheet gets selected. Now what you need to do, just go to the home tab and remove the fill colors. This will remove the fill colors from all of the sheets. Okay, here this is this fill color is applied by conditional formatting. I don't know why this is happening. This shouldn't be happening. We just disabled the code, didn't we? Oh, maybe we didn't disable the sheet code. So go to view tab. See, we first we made it comment block, then we uncomment block it and forward to make it comment block again. So if I click on comment block, then save, this will disable the code. See, the background color is not going away. So select the entire sheet and click on no fill. Okay, no fill color. Okay, so this is it. But before closing the video, I want to show you something about the conditional formatting formula. Okay, so from the home tab, conditional formatting, manage rules, this worksheet, select the formula and edit rule. Okay, just remove the unnecessary characters. If you repeat these arguments, I can just copy and then paste, and after the row function you can just type -1. Okay, I will show you what this formula will do. So the same argument from the first argument, copy the first argument and then paste, followed by -1. Do the same for the second argument. Okay, copy, put a comma, after that paste the argument followed by a -1. This will highlight the first two rows and columns of the active range. Okay, so if you select a single active cell, the adjacent row and column will also get highlighted. So if I click OK, something isn't good. And what is that? War cell. Here is double apostrophe. I don't know why this shouldn't be here. Okay, maybe the slash, this is happening because of the forward slash we used earlier. Okay, so click OK, apply. Okay, now see, we have already disabled the code, so this isn't happening because of the code but the conditional formatting. So if I select here and press F9, okay, this is acting weird. So see, the cell H2 is selected but the column H and I as well as the row 2 and 3 are highlighted. Okay, so this way you can highlight more adjacent rows by, for example, you can copy this formula and say cell row equal to row minus 2, cell column equal to column minus 2, and so on. This will highlight more rows, more adjacent rows and column. Okay, in case you need it, and just okay, we don't need to save this. So this is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe and help this channel to grow. Thank you very much.